It started like right when I selected to start it, it started updating. But all right. So let's see. I beat Final Fantasy 6. I beat Final Fantasy 7. Beat Final Fantasy. Well, actually, let me do this in the proper order. I beat Final Fantasy 6. Then I beat Final Fantasy 9. Then I beat Final Fantasy 7. Then I beat Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Then I beat Final Fantasy 1. Then I beat Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. So that's 6 games down, 34 to go. If as long as things don't get if things would calm down for me in my personal life, I'd like to get to playing more Final Fantasies because I do want to play through. Uh, I want to have like I really like to spend. I want, of course, I'm starting this game now, but I'd like to spend like a good like next year if I can't am able to, focusing on the Final Fantasies for First Fantasy. But going so yeah, about this game specifically, this is for those who don't know, I've been doing First Fantasy, playing through these 40 different Final Fantasy games in waves, in like themed waves. And the first wave was like the first wave of Final Fantasy 6, 9, 7, and 7 Remake was like that was the games that were either like really fan favorites or games I was really interested get fans favorites, games that I was the most interested in playing, or both. People really like Final Fantasy 6, 7, 9, and 7 Remake are all generally really well loved. Are all well 6, 7, and 9 are all really loved and are three of the highest praised RPGs of all time. And 7 Remake is generally well liked. And 7, 9, and 7 Remake were games that I was really those were like the Final Fantasy games I wanted to play the most. So the second wave then was like I decided to go with the opposite of that and go with Final Fantasy games I didn't hear people talk too often about. Like, so that was why it started with Final Fantasy One, because I mean, that's the first Final Fantasy, but also, uh, so it's got an important place of history as like the first Final Fantasy, but it's also one like I don't hear anyone say that Final Fantasy One is their favorite Final Fantasy, and after playing it, I definitely understand why. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance was a game that like I'd played a long was like I that game has been in my had been in my backlog for the longest amount of time, and I also just generally didn't hear many people talk about it. And this is kind of a similar situation with Final Fantasy 2. Is that I okay, I didn't hear people talk about. I didn't really hear anybody talk about this game until I said I would play it as part of First Fantasy, and suddenly people came out and started saying like, "Oh, you best be wary of that one, bro." So, but like I said, the good. I'm interested in playing the good and the bads of Final Fantasy. I want to experience as much of this franchise as I can. That's the whole point of First Fantasy. So I do not know what I'm in for. Well, I kind of know. I know that like apparently this game has like a you need to use your skills to increase them, kind of like what the Elder Scrolls does with their gameplay skills, where like you actually like if you want to get better at smithing, you have to just smith a bunch. If you want to get better at like shooting a bow, you have to shoot a bow a lot. It sounds like that is what this game does, but I mean Elder Scrolls that does that in the case of like an action RPG where you're like yeah, that does that in the case of an action RPG. This is going to be a turn-based RPG. So, I'm very curious to see like how your skills only improve as you keep using them is going to work in a game that's like plays fundamentally differently from an action RPG. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Select the name for the character. And yeah, we'll just keep the names. For those who don't know, I generally am keeping the stock names for characters, or like not the stock, the canon names for characters in this, because it's well, like there's a lot of times these games like the characters are have their own personality and they are their own characters, so it just feels right to keep their names. Like, start the game with these names, yes. So we have Firion, Maria, Guy, and Leon. Now I'd have to look up some of the screenshots for what this game looks like. Oh wait, sorry. Let me read this. A long-lived peace. I'll just read this first, and then I'm going to look up screenshots for what the game looks like in the original version. Is at an end. Oh dear. Ah, dang! Why do they always have to set fire to the village? It's always setting to the fire to the village. Can't they ever just try, like, drought? Maybe just, like, throwing a... Like, raising the water level? What Priest has begun his campaign for world conquest. Can't they ever just, like, send a river at it? A rebel army arose in the Kingdom of Fynn to thwart the Emperor's plans. But the rebels' castle fell to an all-out assault by the Empire. Oh. Left with little choice, the rebels withdrew to the remote town of Altair. Four of the youths from Fynn also found themselves fleeing the Empire. They had lost their parents at the end of the Empire, but their escape wasn't over. Oh! Wait, we just getting started? Okay. Dang, that's an opening. No even introduction to our characters. Like they had an opening cutscene, but no introduction to our characters. Just immediately like, all right, get started. Yeah, I know they're. Oh, okay. Well, he's dead. Oh, okay, he's dead. Okay, they're all dead. Okay, she's dead. Oh, well, okay. Um, I guess we died then. What? Wait, no. Will he live? He will. I sense a strong life force within him. Sleeper says, "Welcome to Final Fantasy." Hell of an opening. Hell of an inch. I sense a strong life force. No, I do think like having your characters lose in the tutorial, so that it can like show their strength later on in the game. I do think that's a good idea. Like, I think that could be used very well. I was expecting like some sort of cutscene intro, or like maybe some cutscene or something to introduce these characters. I wasn't expecting their intro to be them dying. I sense a strong life force within him. He should regain consciousness soon. We found them like this on the escape from Fynn, fallen from terrible wounds. By the time we brought them here, I feared it was already too late. I know that. Okay, so I am gonna look up. I kind of want to look up what the cutscenes of this game look like in the original NES version, because I know that. Because I know that some of the some of the character designs are a lot different here than how they are in the original. Like I believe Firian's design either comes from like the actual box art for Final Fantasy II, or is like Dissidia. I don't know if he looked like the. I don't know if he looked like this. No, he definitely did not look like this. Okay, no, he did not look like this in the original. Okay, here I'll just show you. So, I just looked up like, hey, what does Firion look like in the original version of the game? And yeah, he looks like that. So yeah, very different. Definitely changed a lot. By the time we brought them here, I feared it was already too late. His life is not in danger. This sigil will strengthen his life force. We should let him rest now. Of course. We'd best be off to the meeting. I imagine they're already waiting for us. If the Empire is allowed to complete the dreadnought they built in Bafsk, their attack will begin in earnest. We cannot sit idly by and watch. We must act. Stay. Sleep says Amano's designs are certainly something. I think it really helps the series. Oh wait, he speaks. Oh, so I guess Firion is the very first like a voiced like well not like okay he doesn't have a voice actor but he's like very first character like protagonist with a personality in Final Fantasy. Sorry, didn't realize those. Where am I? Where am I? Leon! Maria! Guy! Where are you? Oh, there they are! Okay! Oh, that was a lot shorter than I was expecting. Okay. Spirit, you're alive. I thought you'd... I'm fine, Maria. You seem alright too, Guy. But wait, where's Leon? Slim says, he's the first voice one, yes. In Dissidia, Furion is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. Always happy to hear that Johnny Young Bosch is getting more work. Princess of Finn, save us. But Leon not here. Okay. Uh, um, oh, I guess he talks like that. I see. Don't worry, don't worry, I'm sure he's okay. So, you've regained your strength? Very good. Your life force is strong indeed. It was you who saved us, wasn't it? Thank you. Forgive me, Your Highness, but there's something I must ask of you. Please let us to join the rebel army. I could never allow such a thing. Y'all too weak. I could never allow such a thing. You know nothing of battle. You would only be throwing your lives away. You're scrubs, noobs, losers. We found you getting knocked out by a simple group of black knights. Ain't no way you're gonna be joining our army. You should return to your homes. But we have no homes. Not anymore. This leader of the rebellion really just like, they're like, oh, please let us join the rebellion. She's really like, nah, y'all suck, get the heck out. We saved your lives, but that's about all we're gonna do for you losers. The Imperials attacked, and our parents... I'm truly sorry, but that changes nothing. I cannot permit you to join our army. If you've nowhere else to go, you're welcome to stay here in Altair. If you know our password, you should be able to live here well enough. The password is Wild Rose. Remember it well. Wait, what? Okay, I'll learn. Wild Rose. The Wild Rose is the insignia of the Kingdom of Finn. It represents our hope for a flourishing future of strength and beauty. But what will become of Finn now? I've heard that the Empire's captives suffer there in confinement even as we speak. Maria, your brother Leon is missing, is he not? It's possible he's being held in Finn as well. Slip says the villain of this game is voiced by Christopher Corey Smith, who is Kitan Bachika and Gurren Lagann. Detective Dudley / Dudders in Legend of Heroes. So we must fight Dudley this time. I knew this day would come. Spandam in One Piece. Oh, he's good. And Haru's dad in Persona 5, to name a few. Dang, Christopher Corey Smith has just run the whole gamut of, like, playing authority figures. We've got the stern but good-natured authority figure in Dudley from Legend of Heroes. And then the awful, absolute worst government official you can imagine in fiction in Spandam. And guys, that tells me alone how wide his range is. If he played both of those characters. If he played two characters so diametrically opposed as those two. But Finn is far too dangerous to travel to now. The Emperor's beasts still stalk the streets. Getting entrance to the city will not be easy. Sleepless says, it really was an impressive gambit. I had to include it. And I'm guessing by you mean, like, I'm guessing that you mean, like, the villain of this game is Christopher Corey Smith voices them in Dissidia. Dang, Dissidia is going to be a really interesting time when we get to it. Even if I end up not liking the gameplay, Dissidia is going to be really interesting to get to, because it really feels like Dissidia informed a lot of, like, the character designs and Well, it informed a lot of the character designs and personality for some of these older Final Fantasy characters, like how they're perceived in the modern in modern day. Sleep says in Dissidia, yes, this game doesn't have VO workflow. Hey, it's got mine. No, kidding. Sleep says it was on the NES. You think they had space for VO on the NES? I mean, there's some games that added like voice acting, and there's some remasters and remakes that added voice acting into them. But I already knew that it wasn't this. I already knew it wasn't this version of the game. It wasn't this version of the game because they're not talking because they haven't had voice acting yet. But I do remember there was like a PS1 version. Well, no, the PS1 version of the games that didn't have voice acting either. What I was saying is that there could have been a later release of Final Fantasy II that had voice acting, but okay, it's Dissidia. The man at my right is Minwu, the white wizard who tended your wounds. Okay, I'm a little worried about anyone goes around calling. Well, I was about to make a joke about anybody calling themselves a white wizard as someone to be wary of, but I mean, I guess there is Gandalf. Speak with him before you leave. He may be of some assistance. Oh, wait, what? Sleep says the closest you get is Stranger in Paradise for voice acting in FF1. Confirm, back, cancel, open, close menu, open, close map. Move, switch party member left, switch party member right. Page up, page down, pause menu. I see your destiny clearly. The future it holds seems closely entwined with my own. You will begin by journeying to Fynn. That is the first step towards realizing your fate. You've wasted no time using the password. Heed well the information it will bring you. You can learn much of value by listening. I offer you one more bit of advice before you depart for Fynn. Those who have fallen in battle can be revived at a sanctuary. Should one of you fall before you reach Fynn, go without hesitation to the nearest sanctuary. Okay. Okay, wizard.
Heading to Fynn, are we? It's not my place to tell you what to do, but I'd reconsider if I were you. It's a dangerous place to be, you see. The city is crawling with the Empire's monsters, you see. It's a dangerous place to be. The city is crawling with the Empire's monsters, you see. To the north lies a small village called Gatria. Judging by the looks of you, you'd be lucky to make it that far. Before you go anywhere, I suggest you visit the room with the sigil that saved your life. There you'll find people who can teach you a thing or two about adventuring. Think you're gonna need all the advice they can spare.
Well, okay then. Okay, so... Oh, Furion... Okay, so we have Furion, Maria, and Guy. Let's check to see what... Okay, no magic. That's to be expected. What equipment do they have? Okay, he's got a broadsword, buckler, leather armor. Got nothing. He's got nothing. Okay, she's got a bow. He's got an axe. Okay, so I mean, it makes sense. This was like a 1998 game. This is like a 1998 turn-based RPG. So it makes sense. The character classes are sword and board hero man. So this is 98. Sorry, 88. 1988. Yeah, this is a 1988 turn-based RPG, so it makes sense that the character, your initial trio characters would be sword and board hero man, archer girl, and big guy with axe, literally called Guy. Okay, so skills is punching, knives, swords. staffs, axes, spears, bows, and shields. Formation, yes, formation, key turns. I don't know, let me check something out here. Continue auto battle. Let me set this to run. Standard, classic. Font style, modernize. No. Change the balance on a variety of game settings. Please also may affect and progress the game. Yeah, no. Sleeps is correct. This is 88. 98 would be Final Fantasy VIII. And boy, how did you games make a hell of a jump graphically in that decade. Actually, I think Final Fantasy VIII was... When was Final Fantasy VIII? That was like... Final Fantasy VIII was 1999. Was 1999, which makes sense. Yeah, no, it's... Like, it's really... It's not talked about that much. It's not... It wasn't... I haven't seen it talked about much, but it's crazy to see. It's crazy to think that Final Fantasy VII was the 10th anniversary game for the Final Fantasy series. Like, at the time, not only was it like a big deal because it was like the first 3D game, it was also a big deal because like in 10 years they'd gotten 7 games and they made the they'd gotten 7 in 10 years they'd gotten 7 mainline games and they had made such a jump through all those games. Slim says, I knew there was 5 Final Fantasy games in the 97 to 01 time frame. Let's see, FF7 was like 97, FF8 was like 99, I think Final Fantasy 9 is like the next year after. And then that's not counting spin-offs. I believe Tactics might have also been released there. Sleep says FF7, Tactics 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, that makes sense. Damn, imagine being... imagine being... I haven't even played through all those games, but imagine being a Final Fantasy fan. A Final fan to see. At that time. Because gosh, you got like... Just banger after banger. Final Fantasy 7, Tactics 8, 9, 10 in like 5 years. Of course, I'm sure that the... Or like 97, yeah, 97, well that's like 97, 98, 99, 2000, yeah, 5 years. Gosh. Crazy to think about. No wonder like no wonder that the Final Fantasy, like the majority, I found that the majority of Final Fantasy fans look upon like the PS, like that era of 97 to 2001 is like the high point for the franchise. Nothing happens.
Shall I tell you about chests?
Okay, let me just... it's a tutorial, so I won't just... Treasure chests contain things like items and gil. Damn, that's crazy to think about. They needed a... That is... Okay, it seems odd to see this now, but this was 1988. This was one of the first turn-based RPGs out there, so... Like, Dragon Quest III was a... When was Dragon Quest III? That was... I'm just gonna need to, like, keep... Okay, I have, like, I actually have a page full... Like, I have a pagefuls of notes for different games I'm playing, and I might need to just keep a list of dates for games for these games relevant to First Fantasy when I do these playthroughs, because it's like, because going through this is really crazy. It's like crazy to see all the games that where the timelines match up with different game releases. But Dragon Quest III released in 1988, so that means that this came out the same year. So it's crazy to see this one. This text box is probably crazy to see now, but that does make sense that it like. In 1988, there's like, yeah, this is how treasure chests work. Marjo's Fan says, I remember growing up with Final Fantasy Legend 3 spin-off on the Game Boy. It is, for all intents and purposes, a mainline title with the gameplay of the actual FF3 or FF4. That actually is like, so, some of the 3 of the games included in this First Fantasy are going to be like Bravely Default, Bravely Second, and Bravely Default 2. And those 3 are there because they are basically like spiritual successors to the Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy, like they're basically spiritual successors to like kind of some of the games in the first 5 Final Fantasies, and those spiritual successors are made by Square Enix. They're just not officially called Final Fantasy. I mean, they got very similar monsters, they got very similar class systems. They've got similar class systems. They got similar monsters. They've got similar gameplay. They've got. It's just basically, yeah. It's just basically like almost like a continuation, just given a different name. Mars Advance is spiritual successor to FF5 in particular. Okay, and Sleepless says that yeah, Bravely Default spiritual successor to FF3 and FF5. Yeah. So I'll need to make sure to play FF5 before I get to the Bravely Default games, which is gonna be interesting because I said I'd never beaten a mainline Final Fantasy game. I did own a couple before I started all this. Like I've already told y'all at length. I'm sure I've told y'all tons of time. I've told y'all a bunch how I've tried to start Final Fantasy 7 and 9 multiple times, and then just like never got the chance to play through them until I did it on stream. But I actually, on my Game Boy Advance, I had the Game Boy Advance version of Final Fantasy V, and I played through a good section of it. But for some reason, I never beat it. I don't know. Kid attention span, I guess. However, I'm willing, from my memories of it, I feel like I didn't engage with the game well. Like I wasn't playing the game well. So I think it's going to end up a bit better that I fully play through the game now. Also, I get to fully play through, also because I get to fully play through the game while talking with y'all. Which has even made this very simple tutorial thing more enjoyable. So thank you for watching the stream. Treasure chests contain things like items and gil. Many treasure chests also hold rare items you'll not find for sale in any shop. Sleep says, FF5 for better or worse doesn't ask the most of the player. If you're lucky enough to come across such items, hold on to them. But the treasure chests aren't all gil and glory by any means. Some chests conceal monsters lurking within. That is crazy to see like a tutorial just outright tell you like, hey, mimics are in this game. There's no way to know what's inside a chest when you open it, but monsters often accompany especially good loot. Would you like to hear about monsters? You know, we'll go through all the I will go through all the tutorials just because I'm curious to see what it says for all of them. There are many different types of monsters. Some monsters are vulnerable to certain types of attacks. For example, the undead are weak against fire, and aquatic monsters are weak against lightning. However, there are also monsters that absorb particular elemental attacks. Casting fire on a monster made of flame will heal it instead of doing damage. You can damage zombies and other undead with restorative magic like cure and items like garlic. But be careful when using spells that steal hip or mip, such as Drain or Osmos. When used against the undead, these spells can backfire and hurt you instead. How about a lesson on key terms? In the course of a conversation with someone, a particularly important word may come up. When this happens, 3 commands will appear: ask, learn, and key items. Select learn to commit the key term to memory. You can then use ask to ask people about any key terms you've learned. Keep in mind that only certain words can be learned this way. To show someone an item from your inventory, select key items. When you learn new words or find rare items, you should ask people about the words or show them what you found. Would you allow me to explain the formation command to you? Use the formation command to assign characters either front or rear row of the party's battle formation. Characters in the front row can attack using any type of weapon. Characters in the rear only do half damage when attacking with anything except bows or magic. However, they only receive half damage from enemy attacks. Assign each character the role that best suits his or her abilities. I don't suppose I can interest you in lesson on magic? Let's see. I don't suppose I could interest you in lesson on magic? Yeah, sorry. Well, there are 2 schools of magic: black magic, and white magic. White magic specializes in healing support spells. For example, Cure Cat restores lost hip and life revives characters who've been KO'd. Black magic, on the other hand, specializes in offensive spells. Blizzard deals ice damage, thunder deals lightning damage, and so on. Characters can learn both black and white magic spells in any combination they choose. However, a character can only learn a maximum of 16 spells. You can use the forget command to remove any spell a character has already learned. Forgotten spells can be learned again, but their level resets to 1, so use caution when forgetting spells. Oh. Would you like to learn about armor? There are 4 types of armor: shields, helms, body armor, and gloves. Shields are equipped in the same fashion as one-hand weapons in either the right hand or left. Since wearing a shield only requires one hand, you can also equip any one-handed weapon along with it. Should you so choose, you can equip 2 shields, one in each hand. This makes you attack empty-handed, however. For the ultimate Captain America strategy. Helms are equipped on the head, gloves on the hands and forearms, and body armor, of course, on the body. Provided you can afford it, you should always keep your party protected with good armor. Lesson on skill levels. Skill levels can be divided into 2 broad categories: weapon skill levels and magic skill levels. But wait, there's more! Weapon skill levels are divided by weapon types, such as swords and axes. Similarly, magic skill levels are divided by spells. Spells like Cure and Fire each have their own skill level. Attacking with a given type of weapon improves the corresponding weapon skill. As your skill levels rise, your attack and accuracy with those types of weapons will likely improve. Casting a given spell improves the corresponding magic skill. Spells become more powerful and effective as their skill levels rise. Would you care to hear about the information displayed on the status menu? You can develop the attributes and abilities displayed on the status menu by fighting battles. Attributes such as strength and magic will change according to the actions you take in battle. If a character attacks, his or her strength and weapon skill may improve. Similarly, if a character uses magic, his or her spirit, intellect, and magic level may improve. There are 11 different attributes that can change. Would you like me to explain these 11 attributes in more detail? Sure. Hip. If a character loses hip during battle, his or her maximum hip will increase. Wait. Wait, what? I actually thought that was a typo for a second. If a character loses hip during battle, his or her maximum hip will increase. Participating in lots of battles can also increase the maximum hip. If a character's MIP drops during battle, his or her maximum MIP will rise. Strength. Attacking during battle will increase a character's strength. Stamina. If a character loses hip during battle, his or her stamina will improve. Spirit. Using white magic in battle will increase the caster's spirit. Agility. Battling while your evasion is high will raise agility. Okay, well, what's evasion? Sleep says, you think it grow. Don't, won't. Intellect. Using black magic in battle will increase the caster's intellect. Magic. If a character MP drops during battle, his or her magic will drive. As strength rises, so will accuracy. Equipping better weapons will also improve accuracy. Being attacked by foes will raise evasion. Equipping a shield will also improve evasion. Okay, I guess I can see that. When foes cast spells on a character, his or her magic defense will rise. As you can see, it never hurts to... As you can see, it both hurts and doesn't hurt to have the shit kicked out of you. What about the flee command? You escape from battle by selecting the flee command. There's no point in fighting a losing battle. If a foe is too difficult, you're better off fleeing. Think carefully before you act. Did you think or two about weapons? There are 7 weapon categories: swords, spears, axes, staves, knives, bows, and ye old fisticuffs. Swords, spears, axes, staves, and knives are one-handed weapons that can be equipped along with a shield. It's also possible to equip 2 one-handed weapons, one in each hand. Equipping a bow requires 2 free hands, but allows the character to attack with the same damaging force from the rear row of the party formation. Fighting unarmed is another splendid choice, can be as powerful as any weapon. A wizard lesson after my own heart. Unfortunately, equipping a shield cuts an unarmed combatant's attack in power in half. So you plan to fight unarmed, it's basically probably wise to just skip shields altogether. So, I don't know if this was in the original version of this game. But I don't know if this was in the original version of this game. But I will say, this is, without a doubt, one of the worst tutorial systems I've ever seen. But I'll need to explain why. Basically, because the game just outright tells you everything about its mechanics. Which sounds like a good idea in theory, but it basically means you don't get the fun of discovering stuff about the game. You basically are told up front, this is how everything happens. However, I cannot really I can't hate on the game too much for this, as this was this was released in 1988, at most a year after Final Fantasy 1. And it looks like they've changed around the battle system from Final Fantasy 1 a lot. So usually I think the game would explain, show me, this game having such a poor tutorial system and it not working kind of shows why like a lot of games have tutorials where they'll put you in a battle and they'll show you the things as you do them. Like the game explaining every single little thing is not a good tutorial system at all. However, again, it's like 1988, so I can understand that it's like, okay, they were new to it. Like they were figuring this out. This is a new system. You're in the rebel actually, I should voice this. You're in the rebel hideout in the town of Altair. Gordon, the Prince of Kashuan, is hiding out here in Altair. I don't know what happened, but something has made him lose faith in himself. Princess Hilda fled here when Finn was sacked. She's doing a remarkable job of leading the rebel army while His Majesty recovers. Okay. For those watching who are familiar with who have played some Final Fantasies, if y'all don't mind me asking, what mainline Final Fantasy games have y'all played? I'm really just curious because I'm curious to see like I'm curious to know if there are going to be any Final Fantasies where when I play through them, you'll actually like. I mean, a lot of the people watching this are more familiar with Final Fantasy, so I'm just curious if there are any Final Fantasies that are any mainline Final Fantasies I'm going to play through that y'all might not be familiar with. And like and if y'all watch the streams, me streaming them, that'll actually be your first experience with the game. So says, I played at least some of all of them except for 11. Interesting. Sleeps says in one form or another.
An arrow struck me in the back during battle, leaving me in this state. Perhaps I really have grown old. My daughter Hilda now serves as regent. You should speak with her.
Guess we can't take his sword, unfortunately. So let's check our stuff again. I guess let's get to the, Now let's just get out there and go exploring. Oh, okay. Buckler, leather cap, clothes. We got like I got 400 gil. I don't want to change any equipment right now. We'll just go see how things going. Cross mount. He removes curses, cures amnesia. Mars Disco Fan says played Final Fantasy 1, 2, 5, 9, 12, and 13. Finished 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 10-2. Okay. Actually, I don't think I could buy anything. So yeah, we'll just go. Dang, that's some nice looking water right there. Nothing happens. All right. Okay, fire, thunder, blizzard, tone. I guess yeah. Let's learn some magic. I'll take cure and let's learn some blizzard. Teaches a blizzard spell, deals ice damage in battle. I guess I'll teach it to Maria. Actually, well, no, I'll teach it to Firion. And I'll teach her the blizzard spell. I'm getting the feeling already that, like, Guy's kind of, like, all attack, like, he's the physical fighter. So, it's good to, like, have him do physical attacks. And Maria's probably going to be, like, the backline fighter. So it might be good to give her magic. So it could be good to have like Eutherian as a jack of all stats, jack of all trades, at least for now. We'll see how things go. Okay, attack them. Oh, great. Wow. Oh, okay, poison already. He's still poisoned. Okay, no, he's not poisoned. So we need to go to the town of Fynn. Okay, good. So she can attack everyone with that. Geez, they are not... Dang, they are not accurate at all. Sword... Okay, so sword skills level up, shield skill level up, axe skill level up. Alright. Let me just go ahead and have them return to town and heal up. Sleeper says, beaten 3 DS, 4 DS, 5 Fur, 7 Vita PS1 Classic, 8 PS1, 9 Vita / PS1 Classic, 10 13, 14 Sleeper says Pixel Remaster. Oh, okay, sorry. 14 15 and 16. Played 1, 2, 6, 12. Let's go. Let's rest at the inn. Cost 13 to get... Yeah. Alright. Alright. Back on the road again. Oh. That's right. It's by a wall. So says, I did also beat 13-2, and I tried to play 13-3, but I just don't touch my PC enough to finish a run through. They watch all the cutscenes, though. That is going to be an interesting time. That is going to be an interesting time when I get to the 13 trilogy. Well, I mean, I really consider, like, all these Final Fantasy playthroughs are going to be an interesting time. Like, I feel like all of them are going to be an interesting time for me. Oh, so it's just like guaranteed poison. So let me check. Okay, so they don't have... So yeah, there is no level system. There is no leveling system at all. It is all just like individual stats. Everyone's like individual stats and create. Yeah, so I can already see like how the leveling system might have been added at one point in one of the games. At some point, the games added the level up system so that they could like to kind of just group some of the stat growth together instead of separating it individually amongst every single stat. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, I want to keep getting in as many fights as possible because it's necessary to increase our stats. Hmm. I'm guessing. Well, let's just save right here, just in case. Okay, this is town. Okay, this is Gatria, so different town. Not really the town. Not the town we're looking for just yet. Okay, javelin, accuracy +6 evasion. Okay. She's got the bow. He's got the axe. I think I'll just keep them with the weapons they have right now. Okay, buck the cap, the armor. Okay, he's got. They don't have anything on their heads or their arms, so I guess let's buy. Let me buy 3 of these. And 3 of these. Now let's just equip it all. Alright. Oh, what's this? Place the pot? Oh, okay, item shop. Curses. Okay, let's not. Let me not get any items just yet. Let me wait to get a little bit more money. Because, I mean, I'm feeling like if I want to heal characters, it's best if I use my cure magic, because that will improve the cure spell. Let's see, what are their stats at? Okay, they do need to restore their magic. Okay. Well, let's keep going on. Ah, goblins! Alright, she'll need to use her bow more if she wants to keep up. I've been using basically only I've been using mainly just Blizzard because, well, she gets an attack. Well, it can hit all enemies, but yeah, if I need her to also use her bow. So also ending fights quickly is really not. Ending fights quickly is really not as good as letting the fight just play out. Because if we get hit, we'll take more. We get hit, that increases our various stats. Okay. Yeah, I'll just. Oh. Uh-oh. Slim says, welcome to grinding, but smart. Yeah, okay, let's heal everyone up. What the fuck? Okay, we went too far. We went too far! What the heck? I was just fighting some goblins in a forest! What the heck happened? Alright, let's just do normal attacks so I can increase their skills. Do not go that way. Do not go to the south. Stay in the woods for now. Alright, I guess, yeah, stay out of those lands. Okay, yeah. Normal enemies, enemies I've dealt with before, we can deal with these. Oh, just want to take a chance to say, when you get the chance, when you get the chance, make sure to call. I think I've linked put the link to that stop pay pro censorship, and make sure to call your local pay. Make sure to call any payment processors that have spoken about censoring content, and kind of get onto them, because it was recently well. Two reasons. One, it was recently announced that not only is MasterCard going after sexual content, they're also now just starting to look into like censoring everything. Like they said they want to. They said they want to start censoring. Like they want to start managing or keeping. They're going to start keeping a close eye on like payments for stuff. Like they just said like fantasy and video games. And also, well, another reason is that MasterCard is MasterCard and these other payment processors. We're about getting into the holiday season, and so, which is a very busy time for them. So if we make it even busier for them and keep annoying them, we can keep putting the pressure on them. So I know I've already linked to this before. I'm going to go ahead and link to the Stop Pay Pros and NeoCity, stoppaypros.neocities.org just for more information about this and why stopping these payment processors these payment processors attempts to censor media is why it's so important. I'm going to try to get in the habit of bringing that up more often. Sleep says some banks have already sent account holders new cards issued through the Discover for folks that had MasterCard because of shit like this. Is that an airship? That was definitely an airship. Yeah, I'm going to try to get more in the habit of mentioning that, bringing this up. And mentioning how important it is. Okay, so I do not want to be on this land area. I feel like I'm going to die if I fight these things. But yeah, that website stoppaypros.neocities.org, that lists like all the things that payment processors are doing to try and censor content, especially in it not content, excuse me, to censor like NSFW video game NSFW not safe for work video games and not safe for work artists. And also lists what they're doing and also ways that you can fight back against this. Okay, I will try to fight them. Let's see how this goes. Blizzard 5! Oh, that actually didn't do as much damage as I expected. Although one of us is already dead. Yeah, we did. Okay, so... yeah, let me keep the bigger map up. This will help me get an idea of where I'm going. So let's stay out of those areas. Dang it. Oh, also that website. Also, another thing that website is helpful for. It also lists like related law bills that lawmakers are trying to put into effect, which would all are trying to put in effect, which would also censor, try to censor NSFW like works. It, the usual like, we need to think of the children by like trying to censor online websites instead of like parents trying to be responsible about what their kid looks at online. And we need to censor these different websites. We need to censor all these NSFW websites and video games instead of doing anything to stop the actual like child sex offenders who are in positions of power. That shit. The website also includes information about like any bills related to that and how you can act any bills related to that and how you can contact your and how you can fight back against bills like that. Oh, I think we've reached. And I know I've talked about it a bit often on stream. I've talked about it some on stream, and I'm going to try to get in the habit of talking about it even more. I'm going to get in the habit of talking about it more because, in addition, like protecting NSFW content, I gotta stop saying the word content. I don't like that word. I don't like the word content for stuff online, but it's just been drilled into me because of how many sites or people use it. Protecting NSFW like videos, art, video games is important in its own. It's important in its own right, and it's also important because once they start censoring stuff for being too lewd, or being too lewd, well then, all it takes is for people like this to start pushing the envelope. Or to start pushing forward to say like, oh, now this is lewd. Now this is lewd. Now any representation of transgender people is too lewd. Now gay people are any mention of gay marriage is too lewd. Rising fans, it's another distraction while they simultaneously pardon actual pedophiles. Yes. So I'm going to try... I know I mentioned quite a bit, but I'm going to try to get in the habit of mentioning it even more, because I think it's really important. Okay, let's keep going. Oh. I guess we can't get in. Oh, I guess we can't get in there. Okay. Sleep says, literally, this was warned about earlier this year when they went after NSFW content over the summer. It was brought up that they would go after less and less objectionable stuff until they were put in their place. Yeah, I remember. I've mentioned that in previous times I brought this up, but again, it's really worth mentioning. Actually, speaking of important things, okay, this is not important. This is a completely different thing, but to go on to a different topic, at some point I do really want to watch. There's that trailer for Chun-Li being added to Fatal Fury. That's not related at all to what we're talking about, but this is really me just reminding myself that I do want to watch that trailer on this stream at some point before it ends. It's not that long. It's not that long. It's only like a minute or so. It's just that we've heard the city is crawling with Imperial soldiers. We have to be careful. Make sure not to get too close. Oh, in that case, let's step outside for a second. And let's go. Yeah. Ah, Snex! Just look what the Emperor's done. Look what the Empire has done to Finn. There's just snakes roaming the streets. Okay, I gotta stop using. I need her to get better with the bow. Actually, now that I think about it, going back to this game, I said like when I exited the first town that I get the feeling that Guy is gonna be like the frontline fighter, and Maria is like the backline support, like the backline. Guy is like the frontline tank. Maria is gonna be like the backline DPS because of like their starting equipment, but really. Because of, like, this system, I guess I could really build anyone anyway. Like, I'd have to, like, rearrange some stuff, but I could make Maria the tank. She'd just have to get punched in the face a lot, and then, let it build up her defense. Darn, can't go in the inn. Goblins. That reminds me, the remakes for Dragon Quest One, the remakes of Dragon Quest One and Dragon Quest Two just released. Add that to the gigantic list of games I want to play. That released this year that I don't know what I'm gonna get to play because of the because of me not having enough money to buy them. Also, specifically in Dragon Quest 1 and 2's place, in Dragon Quest 1 and 2's case, I really want to play Dragon Quest 3 remake. I really want to play the Dragon Quest 3 remake before I get to Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake. Alright. Well, I know. I was about to make a joke, about just stealing everything off the walls because the shop owner isn't in, but we shouldn't do that. We're trying to fight against the evil empire. Okay, not getting close to there. Not getting close to there. Yeah, okay, I might need to switch these characters around, like their positions around, because Maria has like no HP. She is really like a lot lower than everyone else's HP, which is going to be really bad. It's going to be a big problem anytime she takes an attack. Darn. Well, let's see what buildings we can't enter. Yeah, I'm gonna try... Okay. This is a bad idea, but... This might not work out, but let me do this. She's gonna do a lot less damage now, but... Alright, okay, never mind. She's doing good. No one in there. I guess let's just attack the snake ball. I wonder if there's like, okay, well maybe I need to interact with this guy. How's it going? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try fighting him. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jeez. I can keep using it. Oh, damn it. Use potion. What's that? Damn it. Well. Oh no. Okay, and thank goodness it auto-saved. That helps me out a lot. Well, I'm not sure. Like, this was the place we're supposed to go, but I'm not sure if... Yeah, this is the place we're supposed to go, but I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go in here. I assume it'd be like... Well, no, I can't even go that way. Alright, let me try... No, I already went in here. There's nothing in here. Let's see... Okay, nothing in the well. Okay. Actually, let me have him cure everyone. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. The only thing I can figure is that maybe I need to check in one of the buildings here and see if I can find anyone. And maybe if I can get strong enough to fight the, that guard who's guarding the, If I can get strong enough to fight the guard who's guarding the inn, maybe then that's where I need to go. Yeah, let me just go out here and save again. I tried talking to them. And we'll see how this goes. Her magic was the most effective thing, so let's use that. Fuck. Okay, hopefully this kills them. Nope. Huh. Okay. Well, oh, there's a door around there I haven't been in. Let's try going in that door. Hmm. Alright, yeah. God damn. Yeah, okay, upgrade yeah, heal up everyone. Blizzard. Attack. Oh, it's already at Blizzard too. Okay. Let's actually check their status. Okay, strength, spirit, accuracy, evasion, magic defense, magic interference. Alright. And, okay, magic. So, cure is level 1, blizzard level 2. That's right, I'm gonna have to remember, everyone can learn up to, like, it's either 12 to 16 spells. Is anyone in here? No. No one is here. Hmm. I guess let's just keep fighting snakes. Yeah, Huh. I'm assuming, I get the feeling that, yeah, I need to beat one of the, I need to beat one of these enemy guards. I need to beat one of these guards in order to get access to... Hey, what happens if I go here? Just go to... Okay, just go to the same place. Yeah, I have the feeling that I need to, like, beat one of the guards in order to... I need to beat one of the guards in order to, like, enter one of those buildings there, and, like, maybe then there are people in there that I can talk to or figure out where we need to go. Hmm. Let's try this again. Yeah, let me try this again, and we'll see how this goes. Everyone's health is really low. Okay, that's a good start. Fuck. Damn it. Okay. I'm probably gonna take a short break. I need to get something to eat. I'm gonna take a short break. I need to get something to eat, and when I come back, we'll continue seeing what I can do here. Okay, so looks like I'm in for a lot of grinding, I think. Only thing I can figure, and the main thing I can figure, is that I need to defeat these guards in town. I need to defeat these guards in this town, in order to, like, enter these buildings. But we have to be, like, a lot stronger to do so, because they can easily one-shot us, so... Yeah. Let's go back to the... I'm gonna go back to the starting town and get more stuff. Oh, boy. Now, I'm gonna go back to the starting town and get more stuff. I'm gonna need to get more spells, and maybe get better equipment if we can afford it, or if it's available, but... we shall just have to see. Because, yeah, that looks like what I'm gonna have to do is just, That looks like what I'm gonna have to do, is just stand outside the opening town and just punch a bunch of hornets and get stung by a lot of hornets until we're strong enough to fight those guards. At least that's what it seems like. Okay, let's heal them all up. I guess in that case... Well, there was that one area that I couldn't, there was that one door not guarded by a guard. Maybe I could try to access that, but I think I just need to actually get stronger. Probably be a good idea to get more spells and get... Yeah, go back to the starting town and get more spells and then walk back here. So, oh gosh, we've already got like a little less than an hour and a half. Oh dear. Well, I did spend a lot of time. I did spend extra time playing Mega Man Zero. So. Let's see how much magic we have, or how much money I have. Let me see how much money I have. Okay, we got 1379 gil, so let's see if we can buy some more stuff. First things first, let's buy magic. And I might just, while I was on break, I changed my mind. Let me just everyone get all the magic. Everyone gets all the magic. So, let's see, teach... Got fire, fire, fire. Let's see, blizzard, blizzard, thunder, thunder, thunder. And I only got one cure tome. We'll teach that to Guy. About almost all my money. I've got like 79 gil. Let me see if I can maybe rest at the inn. And then after I do that, I'll save, and then we'll going back. Getting into fights along the way. Yeah, getting into as many fights as I can along the way. Oh, this is gonna be. I didn't. I kind of knew. I kind of like. I guessed that there would be level grinding in this. That there would be grinding. Well, no, there's not level grinding. I guess that there would be grinding in this because I mean, like, it's an early Final Fantasy. I did not realize it would be like the main thing. Hmm. Okay, yeah, their health there. So I'll just need to make sure to use everyone's attack and all of their magic, um, in a in various battles, so they can all get better at it. Hmm. So fire. Let me have her use fire. Let me have him use fire. Hmm. And in that case, do I want? A sword that is easy to wield. Okay. That's 10. Okay, this is attack +1, accuracy +50. Do I want to have Maria keep with the bow, or give her another weapon? Maybe give her an axe. I only got 200 gold though, so, or 200 gil. So you know what? Sure. Let's try experimenting some stuff. Okay, I've actually got 2 of these broadswords, so. Yeah, let me try experimenting around. Because if everyone can learn everything, then I should have everyone learn everything and everyone try to use everything. Okay, so yeah. Let's just save. And yeah, actually, now that I think about it, giving them 2 melee weapons is a good idea, because that not only will that should increase their skill in both weapons. So giving Maria a sword and axe is a good idea, because that'll increase her sword and axe skill. Let's just keep going. And let's head back to this town and see. Okay, sure. Oh, she's only got... Okay, yeah. Let me have her use this. Well, they're not... It's not a case of everyone is skilled at everything, because some characters' stats are slightly different. Like, it's already noticeable that, like, Guy has the highest HP. Even minus, like, their, the different increases they've got. Guy has the highest hip, but the lowest MIP. Maria has the highest MIP, but, overall the highest MIP. but the lowest hip, and then Furion's kind of an in-between. Okay, that's already at level 2. You have her use... Right. Is interesting. I do like the little touch of that. There's that airship flying around. Alright, let's just go with basic attacks this time. Okay, so there's that. Let me see if I can try to reach that that one building to the right, to the lower right of the map of this area. That building. Alright, there. I can't go past them. Okay, can't go in the trees. Can I go past this fence? Actually, let me have him... Okay, no, not that. Let me actually have him use fire. Have her use thunder. Have him use cure. Okay, just normal attacks for them this time. Yeah, just normal attacks. Let's see. Can we go around? Okay. I think we could go around. I think I could just go around this wall to get to the pub. Yeah, okay, we can. Okay, fire. You have her use thunder. And cure. Alright. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Is this all Imperial Guards? Oh, where do you think you're going? Customers aren't allowed behind the counter. These Imperials are ill-bred as they come. Oh! Oh! You're with the rebels! I probably shouldn't say that so loud tonight. No. No. Find a secret door in this wall. There's a wounded soldier back there. Go see if you can help him. Oh, what am I gonna do? You have had it with this place. You guys can take it from here. Don't let us down. See ya! Bartender just runs out of here. Okay. Ooh, chest. Chest contained potion. Chest contained potion. Chest contained potion. The chest contained a potion. Are you going to turn me over to the Empire? At least have the decency to kill me first. I don't want them to take me alive. So, you're rebel soldiers, are you? My name is Scott. I'm a Prince of Kashawan. Prince Scott? Prince Scott, we were told you fell in the battle. Thank goodness you're alive. I am, but not for much longer. I'm afraid I must ask a favor of you. There's something you must tell my brother, Gordon. Tell him I know he has great strength. He must learn to have more faith in himself. I also have a message for the king. Tell him the reason Finn fell so quickly is that Count Borgen betrayed us. He's been made a general of the Imperial Army. There is one more thing. Tell Hilda that I love her. No, actually, no. Don't deliver that last message. The confessions of a dying man, they would only bring her pain.
But my brother Leon, have you heard of him?
I'm sorry, but I have not. I wish I could be of more help. Here, I want you to take my ring. I'm sure it will be of use. Maybe it's all this talking, but I've grown extremely tired. If you excuse me, I just need a rest. Just for a little while.
Dang, he just disintegrated.
Okay, is this a... Key items. Ring, a memento from Scott. Apparently someone in Gatria knows how to use it. Okay, so, to Gatria. Oh gosh, I hope the... Hope I don't have to fight these guys. Oh jeez, gosh dang it. So they will just fight you in here. I thought maybe I could just talk to them while they're in here, but no. They just immediately know I'm a rebel. Or just immediately know we're rebels. Well, we're dead. Yeah, we're not winning this. Oh gosh, do I have to go back and do... I'm gonna have to go back and do all this again. Oh, jeez. Okay, so... I think we got the ring. Okay, so our autosave was right here. I can see why this game autosaves so much with how many just innocuous things can get you killed. Well, let's get out of here. Right, and let's go. Actually, hold on. You know what? I'll take a second to watch because I keep saying that I want to do it. Let me just take a second. We're gonna. Okay, let's take. I'm gonna take a second to watch the Fatal Fury trailer for Chun-Li because I really wanted to watch that on stream. I'm just gonna. Right, so there we go. And I'm just gonna zoom out of the game for a second. So yeah, it was announced that City of the Wolves was gonna get. Well, it was announced like before City of the Wolves was released that
what's wrong?
that City of the Wolves would get Ken and Chun-Li from Street Fighter added as playable characters.
Now make like a ninja and disappear. Are you ready to find out who the true Queen of Fighters is?
Dang, like
Try not to cry when they give me the crown.
dang, still like 20 years after 20 years after or like 50 to 20 years after their last
Ready? Then
appears
show
together. They're
me.
still after their last appearance with each other, and they're still so catty to each other. But dang, it's amazing how good they made Chun-Li look in a Fatal Fury City of the Wolves art style. I did see it was mentioned that the developers for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves
Some real kung fu.
Fatal Fury Sequels, their developers,
Just say
they
the
made
word
sure to
and
make
things
Chun-Li's
break.
thighs giant because they felt that it was important to keeping the spirit of the character, which I appreciate. I appreciate their dedication. But dang, she really does look amazing in this game's art style.
City of the Wolves.
There's also like another trailer that was, yeah, there was another trailer that was like animated by Masami Obari, who's been brought in to do a lot of different animations for the Fatal Fury because he was the like I believe the lead animator for the Fatal Fury like actual animated movies that happened in the late 90s or at some point in the 90s. I forget exactly when they were released. But yeah, out of all the characters to release for Fatal Fury sequel, yeah, this is I would absolutely main her. If I were to get the game, I would absolutely main Chun-Li because I mean she is one of my favorite fighting game characters. But just had to share that, just had to watch that on stream because I'm very excited to see what she looks like. And it is really nice that they brought over her Street Fighter 6 design, like with Ken, like what they did with Ken. Yeah, I know that was only like like less than like only about a minute long, but just had to watch that on stream just because of how excited I am that she's actually coming to a Fatal Fury. Anyway, back to Final Fantasy 2. I guess all the way back to Galtria. Okay, let's use Fire, Thunder, and Blizzard. Just use all the Miyagics. No, I'll have him use Blizzard this time. I'll have her use Thunder. And I'll have him use Fire. Okay, and I'll just go with normal attacks for this. And I'll let someone get hit so that they can improve their hit. I guess let's save here. Let's see who I can give this to. Okay, those are all the weapons we have, so nothing new we can get there. I guess let's heal up first. Let me check this item again. Apparently someone in Gatria knows how to use it. Okay, let's just ask around Gatria.
The Imperial forces occupied Castle Flynn. The gates are drawn and no one can enter. And with Imperial troops and monsters roaming the streets, the city isn't any better off.
I wonder what's the deal with these statues. They have the Final Fantasy theme with them, so they must be important. There's a pub just on the outskirts of Fynn. When the Empire invaded, the barkeep didn't make it out in time. They say he's still working there pouring drinks for the Imperials. Valkyrie and Altair haven't fallen to the clutch of the Empire yet. Once the Dreadnought is complete, nothing will be able to stop the Empire. Okay, nothing new there.
This is the village of Gatria. Fynn just over there across the lake, see?
Okay. Anyone else I can talk to? Oh, wait, that's right. Key item. Maybe I could try. Okay, I have to wait for, like, key items to show up. Okay, so I need to find someone who I can talk to about this ring. I guess let me not just get something just yet. You keep talking to people? Wait, maybe the statue is where I need to use the ring. Okay, there's got to be something. There's got to be someone around here. Oh. There's got to be someone around here who can, I could talk to about this ring. Nope, not that way. Okay, shoot. Okay, now. Oh dear, I got less than an hour left. I gotta figure out where I'm going. Yeah. That's everyone there. No. So, okay, nope. Yeah, let me just try and see where I go. I was hoping to avoid having to use a guide. I might need it. I might, like, I had a guide, I had found a guide I could use in case I needed it. I was hoping that I wouldn't need to use it. But it's not a good sign if can't find a clear idea of where I need to go when I'm this early, when I'm only like an hour into the game. It will cost 0 gil to rest up here. Would you like to say? No. Okay, wait, hold on. She said 0 gil, so actually let me just... Because she said 0 gil to rest, let me see if sleeping here does anything. Oh, no. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, it was... If I remember correctly, it was like 35 gil when I first stayed in here. Yeah, it was 35 gil when I first stayed in here, so maybe it's... Okay, also these, these 8 beds tell me that I guess I'm gonna get 8 characters in total. At least, well, I assume we'll have to see. Okay, I hate to do this already. I was really hoping to try to do this with a guide. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna have to... Okay, no. I was not supposed to go to Gatria. I was supposed to go back to Altair and just go ahead and report on Scott. Okay. I thought because the ring said go to Gatria, like the ring said someone in Gatria might know how to use this, so that meant I should go to Gatria. But no. Hmm. Alright. Alright, and let's keep attacking. Let's go back to Altair and talk to... I think I need to talk... let me try talking to Hilda. I guess I should have... Well... I guess I should have guessed to, like, maybe talk to Hilda, but Scott said don't tell Hilda that he was in love with her, so... we'll just go. Oh, not here. Yeah, alright. Don't think it's here. Yeah, okay, it's here. Your password is wild room. Oh. Okay, yeah, I can give her the ring here. That ring belonged to Scott. Is he alive? He gave us this ring in Fynn, just before he lost the last of his strength. Did he say anything? No, nothing. Your Highness, please. The ring belongs with you. No, keep it. It suits a personage of courage. You infiltrated Fynn and returned to tell the tale. You proved yourselves quite capable. It would seem I underestimated your strength. I would have you lend that strength to our cause. There is a magical metal known as Mithril, and we need strong warriors if we are to obtain it.
We lost Finn because we were ill-equipped. The Empire fought with weapons and armors made of mithril. I have charged Joseph, a man living in Salaman, with the task of finding a source of mithril. I don't know the cause, but we've been out of contact with him for some time now. Would you go with Minwu to Salaman to look into this?
Sure. Okay, so going to Gatria was absolutely not what I needed to do.
I heard Her Highness's words and have waited here for you since.
You're standing right next to her. That happened. That literally just happened.
To reach Salaman, we must first pass through the port town of Paloon. Take my canoe and let us be on our way.
Oh, okay, I guess he's in the party now. Oh, I thought we were okay. When he said we'll take my canoe, we'll take my canoe. I didn't realize he was just gonna hand us the canoe. Just like he's standing there and just like pulls his hands out of the other sleeves and just draws the canoe out of one of his long sleeves. Okay, broadsword and staff. Let me check their stat. Oh, he's got like 175 health. Yeah, he's good. Hey, look, I'm guessing he's a white mage. Soup says Minwu? Yeah, Minwu. He's a spellblade. Oh. But how could he be a spellblade if he's not carrying a sword? Cure, Basuna, Barrier, Protect, Wall, Silence, Fog, Fear, Teleport, Swap, Sap, Dispel, Shell, Blink as soon as Life. Sleepless. Okay, Sleepless, he is definitely a white mage. He's dressed in white, he's carrying a staff, and all his spells are white magic. And when we were introduced to him, he was described. When Hilda introduced him to us, she said that he's her white wizard. Which again normally is a very worrying sentence to hear, but it's a very worrying description of someone. But in this case, it's not. Okay, I guess Minwu's on the team now. So we'll need to go to the port town of Paloom. Rose Mithril. We'll need to go to the port town of Paloom in order to get to Salamund. Sleep says, maybe an alteration I'm remembering from the PSP version. I know. See, Sleepless says, I remember Minwu having elemental attacks, though. He might get them later on, but, okay, just attack. If you're just joining in, welcome in. This is a playthrough I'm doing as part of a series of playthroughs, where I'm basically, if you've never been here before, my name is Brawl Kaiser, and I really, really, really like RPGs, especially turn-based RPGs, but also action RPGs and strategy RPGs. However, throughout most of my life, I'd actually never, despite really liking RPGs, I'd actually never beaten any I'd only beaten like one Final Fantasy game, and it was like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. And I'd never beaten any mainline Final Fantasy game, so I decided to change that, because I hadn't done it before, and also because the 2027 is the 40th anniversary of Final Fantasy, I decided that the most sane response to this was to make a list of 40 different Final Fantasy games, and try to play through all of them before December 2027, because that's the anniversary date for Final Fantasy. So that's what this is, a series of streams I'm doing around that called First Fantasy. I've already beaten. I started this back in 2023, I've already beaten a couple of games. I've already beaten Final Fantasy 6, 9, 7, 7 Remake, 1, and Tactics Advance. This is the 7th game I'm playing. Final Fantasy 2. And I've got... And yeah, after this, there are like 33 more. So... Expect 2026 to be like the year I play through a bunch of Final Fantasies. I was hoping to do it more. I was hoping to do it more this year, but then, well, like all my plans for this year, all the plans I had for this year, all the plans I had for this year, the train car that was all the plans I had for this year fell off the tracks when I got unemployed, or when I was forced to resign from when I was forced to resign from my job. So, gonna hopefully can get things back on track as soon as possible. It's just gonna heavily depend on how soon I can get a job. Well, Minwu seems to be really skilled with all their spells, so... Since Minwu seems to be exceptionally talented with all their white magic, I'm just gonna have them hit people with the stick. I will say, if me playing through a bunch of Final Fantasy games, not every Final Fantasy game, but a lot of them, like every mainline one and a bunch of spin-offs, sequels to the mainline games, and like some of the remasters or some of the remakes and reimaginings of the mainline games. If that sounds interesting to you and you haven't yet, please consider following the channel. I'm trying to work my way up to 700 followers. Here, I'll do more Miyagic to just let me do more Miyagic just to build up everyone's Miyagic. So, the port town of Paloom. Let's see if we can find it. I guess just normal attacks will work. Now, I know that I'm very early in this game, like only in the first hour, but I can already feel I'm gonna have some problems with this gameplay system. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna wait to see how it goes, because I am very early in this game. I'm gonna wait to give any critiques until I see how it goes, because or how this game progresses. Because I am very early in this game, but I am already noticing some glaring issues with it. Okay, Thunder is level 2 for her. I guess just... Oh. Now let's try... Well, let me actually have... Yeah, him use that. And them use that. Oh yeah, and I'll just let you know, I'll be back on Thursday with Pokemon Snap, one of the other games that won the donation duels, and also be continuing Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, and then Saturday will be more Valkyria Chronicles. Yeah, let's heal everybody up. Dang, this is already a very big map. I guess maybe let's go past... Oh, no, we can't go past those mountains. Alright, so in that case... Yeah, we can't get past that, so let's go searching around again, so we can find Paloom. Oh. All these hornets and snakes are getting real tired of us. Yeah, let's just keep using magic against them, I guess. Yeah, let's keep searching around and then see if we can find that port town. Oh, dang, it's already almost 11:30. Oh. I didn't realize how long I've been spending just wandering around trying to figure out where to go. Okay, let's try... Maybe down here? Werewolf? Fuck. Fuck. Oh my gosh. Okay, we gotta run. That was the wrong move. Oh. Okay, I guess they ran. Not that it mattered much. Okay, so we're back here. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, we can just use a canoe. Okay. So we don't even need to worry about, Okay. So I don't need... Yeah, I could just go out on the water. Oh, that's right. The canoe was a thing from Final Fantasy 1. Gosh, I played Final Fantasy 1 at the start of this year, and it feels like so long ago. Just because... Partially because, well, I didn't enjoy Final Fantasy 1, but also but mainly because, like, all that's happened in this year. Like, can we just... Oh, that's right. We can't go... We can only go in... Can't go out into the open ocean on a canoe. So. Slip says, it's wild that FF1 Final Fantasy 1 was a mere 8 months ago. Seriously. Just, oh my gosh. So much has happened in like, those few months. Okay, that's where I need to go. And yeah, most of the stuff I was planning was that I was planning to do this year had to get pushed back significantly because of getting unemployed. I was originally hoping to play. For example, I was originally hoping to play this game. Like, I'd kind of already planned out after Final Fantasy 1 that the next two games I would play would be Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and then Final Fantasy 2. But I was hoping to start this game around, like, May. Oh, no, this is Altair. This is not Paloom, this is Altair. Okay, well, we can at least go in here and heal. So... Okay, let's go... Paloom got to be around the waterways, because we got the canoe. So let me just keep searching around the waterways. Slim says, to your credit, you did have like a 4-month delay because of me. Okay, yeah, Trail to Azure did really delay things. Well, okay, it was not just Trail to Azure, it was Trail to Azure and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Both of those games heavily delayed things. But I am glad that I played them so that I could finally get them out of my backlog. Oh, shit. Okay, we gotta run. Yeah, I will admit that I wasn't planning on playing Trails to Azure as early as I did, but and it did that did delay a lot of my plans just because I had to heavily focus on that game. Again, really glad I played it. One of my favorite games I played this year. But it did take a lot of time. Okay, let's escape from these things. So I think basically we just want to stay out of stay away from the we want to stay in the forest and fight monsters there. Okay, no, never mind. These guys are just showing up everywhere. Okay. Let's try fleeing again. I feel like I might not be going the right way, because I don't think we're strong enough to handle these monsters yet. Yeah, like, I feel like I'm not going the right way. Okay, well, we'll try to fight them. I'll try to fight them. See how strong we are now. Life. Okay, Cure Status, crazy double image, raising evasion. That did something. Shit. That did barely anything. That did barely anything. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, I might still be going the wrong way, because this is like... These monsters are too strong for us, and yet we are... These monsters are too strong for us, and yet they're all across this area. And Minwu's dead. Or knocked out. I guess let's try going to the left. I get the feeling that we're not going to be able to fight these. I really hate running away from so many fights, but I need to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. If I'm going in the wrong direction to the and Paloom is not around here, then I've severely messed up. Okay, I'll fight this one. Jeez. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to run from this one as well. Fuck. Damn it. Okay. Can we go this? No, okay, that's across the open ocean. We're not gonna be able to go there. Hmm. Hmm. And I can't go there. Hmm. It is interesting playing this though. I am seeing some of the same DNA from games like Elder Scrolls or Fallout, or like, well, excuse me, some of the Fallout games where it's like, there's it's not just like monsters related to your level. It's like monsters of varying strength are spread across the map, and you can encounter like a really you can encounter just like a rad roach right next to a death and on one side, and like that you can squash in one hit. Next, and on the other side of the building is a death claw that could kill you instantly. Mars fan says, "Say good night right here. Good night here. See you. Good night, Mars fan. Thanks for watching. Have a good night." Sleepless says, "This is also a world that very much wants to kill you, it seems. Now, Sleepless, do you mean wants to kill you, as in the player's party, or wants to kill me, as in me specifically? Not even the player, just me, Brawlkaiser." Sleep says, "Yes." I was worried you would give that answer. just imagining like they all like Minwu sets out all the canoe, and everyone like jumps in, like Guy, Fury, and Maria. They jump in, they're all clutching their weapons. And he goes, Why are you doing that?" He goes, "We need to be ready." He goes, "Oh no, monsters can't get. Oh no, monsters won't get us while we're in the canoe. We don't have to deal with any monsters while we're going around the rivers. We don't have to deal with any monsters while we're going around the rivers." And just everyone's like, it was like, really? Their tired, sunken-in eyes look over at Minwu. He goes, "Yeah, we'll be fine, right? We'll be fine here. It'll be a nice trip." And then just as Minwu's like rowing the canoe down the river, just Furion, Maria, and Guy look to the side, and they just see all the monsters on the other side of the land just staring at them, just going, just like thinking like the cut across their necks, or just like flipping them off. There's like a freaking there's like a chocobo with a bat, just like slapping the bat against its hand. Slim says, and of course Minwu would just be smiling gently. Fuck. Ugh. So if you're gonna run from everything, I think L3 turns on no encounter mode. I'm not trying to run from everything. It's just that some of the monsters are monsters I'm not capable of beating. Yeah, some of the monsters I'm just not capable of beating at my current party strength. And well, because it's a random encounter system, I won't know if they're monsters I can fight until they appear. Sleep says, if you just want to figure out where the fuck you're going. Maybe. It's already like 11:40. This is actually this could actually be a great setup for like a horror RPG. Yeah, this could actually be a great setup for a horror RPG, just because of like the whole difficulty. Well, not the gameplay system itself, but like just like easy monsters being spread out like with the more difficult monsters across the map. Because it's all random encounters, you don't know when a monster like what's appearing, so you could encounter the really dangerous monster like right next to you, or like the very next second. Sleep says, honestly, I should bow. I've got work in the morning. All right, Sleep, good night, and good luck with work in the morning. And good luck with work in the morning. And we'll only got about like 20 minutes left, I think. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna check. Encounters on Gil plus 1 time. Change the amount of Gil and change the battle. Set the amount of skill level progression for weapons and shields. Set the amount of skill level progression for magic. Set the stat boost for each attribute. Increase your max hit after a fixed number of wins in battles. Oh, okay, I see. Dang, so after a fixed number... So it's not a leveling system... The developers of the system, the developers of the remaster were like, okay, like, we know that we recognize the issues with how this is going. We recognize there's going to be some issues with how it's going. So here, it's not a leveling system because this game was not built around. It's not a leveling system because this game doesn't have a leveling system. But we can at least slip you like some compensatory HP after so many battles. Dang, I was laughing at it earlier. I was laughing at it earlier in the stream that your very first introduction to this party is no cutscene, no names, just them getting their heads kicked in by a group of knights on horseback. But after only about an hour of this game, I can see, you know what, that fits with the game's tone. The game is telling you from the game is telling me from the very start, like, listen, you're gonna get fucking killed. You're gonna fucking die. This ain't one of those well-balanced games. This ain't one of those well-balanced games. This is one of those games with friction. Which is the new buzzword for it's becoming one of the new buzzwords for people talking about games that I'm starting to get annoyed with. Slim says, thanks, Brawl. Hoping for you to hear good things soon. Thank you. It is interesting, though. I am interested in continuing this, even though I am fearing for my freaking life. We're gonna encounter some real awful monsters around here, I think. Let's fight him. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, let's run. Let's run. Let us run. We are running. Okay, I guess they didn't run. Guys, it's a turtle. It's not that fast. Y'all can run. Can y'all not run away from a turtle? Okay, get to the river. Get to the river. Oh boy, this has been an interesting introduction to this game. Can we go here? No. The river's actually the save point. Okay, that might not have been a good idea to go. Not a good place to go. Or a good place to save at. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, again, I don't like running from all my battles. I really don't. But because I'm not sure. I really don't like running from all the battles, but I just don't know where we're supposed to go. Or like, I'm just trying to search around and find this town. Okay, I think we've gotten very far up. I think I have gotten very far off track, though. Oh, that didn't do that much. Maybe we are strong enough to fight these guys. But just in case, let's cure. I don't know if we are strong enough to fight these guys, but let's keep using... Let me keep using the magic. Because this hits all of them. I guess let me cure everyone as well, just in case. Just preemptively cure everyone. Yeah, they're not actually doing as much damage to us. We might actually be strong. Okay, we might be strong enough to fight these guys. It's just going to be a bit of endurance. Or a battle of attrition. I'll try some normal attacks. We'll see how this goes. Okay, that didn't take as much damage from that. We're not taking a lot of damage, but we aren't doing a lot of damage either. Yeah, just cure everyone. Oh wow, okay, we actually won that one. Okay, the Paloom would not be this far out from Altair. Let's just go back around to Altair and let me retrace my steps. And I do not like these guys. I'm just gonna run. I'm very worried about fighting them. Let me go ahead and save so I can save the stat boosts we got. I was about to say like the level we got, but we didn't get. But there are no levels in this. It's stat boosts. It's all stats. Well, it's all stat boosts. No level ups. Only stat boosts. Oh dear. Okay, Miyajik is going to be our best bet against this guy. Yeah, Miyajik is going to be our best bet against the guy, and let's just cure. Let's try that, and... Okay, let me heal up everyone. Let's go ahead and save. I'll make my way back to Altair, and I'll retrace my steps. Okay. Back to the safety of the river. So... let's see where we can go. Maybe try over there. Oh, this goblin about to die. This is probably Paloom, isn't it? I just walked all the way around when I could have just gone right here. Gosh dang it. Just get into a fight right outside of town. Yeah, not that much longer in the stream. Okay. Good. Okay, so we made it here.
You folks wouldn't be looking to book passage on a ship, would ye? For just 32 gil will see you safely to Poft.
Well, before we do that...
The Empire hasn't attacked Paloom or Poft. Or Paloom or Poft. At least not yet.
Just everyone drags themselves into the inn. 132 gil! Really? What's with these like, I know that the prices of inns increase when you go into later, when you advance in the game, the game's towns, but my goodness! That's over 100 gil more than the previous town! Let's go check to see if we can get anything here. A dagger. Okay, a mace. An axe, okay, well... A attack, I guess I could get... well, no. The dagger would be fine, but... the dagger would be nice, but, I think just the only person who could really benefit from him is Guy, and I could just, like, have him stay with the axe. And maybe get him a shield. Bronze shield, Baron's helm, copper cuirass. Bronze gloves. Okay, so... let's get 4 of those. 4 of those. Do those. And, okay, it's just optimal. Bronze gloves, bronze helm, copper cuirass. And... Let me check to see if I give her... Okay, that'll increase her defense, but it'll also... Well, it'll increase her defense and increase her evasion. I mean, actually, yeah, I guess let me give her that then. Well... I kind of like her having both weapons. Yeah, okay, that gives her... Okay, that gives her a significant increase to attack. And yeah, that'll work. Okay, let me sell this stuff we're not going to use anymore. And so that, so that. There, we made a little bit of money back. Is there... Might be able to learn spells from here, but I'm not sure how many. Cure Tome, Blink Tome, Protect... Okay, Cure teaches a Cure spell? Well, those three have that. I need to teach Maria that. Creates a double image raising evasion when used in battle. Teaches a Protect spell. We'll do this for just now. And... There's items. Items are... Okay, I think I need... As far as items go, I need to just spend money from items on, like, Phoenix Downs, which I don't have enough money for, Ethers, Cottages, or Elixirs. Which, again, I don't have enough money for, so... Can't get any just right now, but yeah. Phoenix Downs seems like they're going to be very important just because of how many times I'm going to run into dangerous fights. Alright, so... Yeah, it's close enough to midnight. We'll save right here. I'll save right here, and then we will... I'll pick this up. Well, I can't really say for certain when I'll return to this game. Well, I can't say for certain when I'll return to this game just because the schedule for next week is up in the air until I find out if I've been accepted by this job or not. But... Whenever I am able to, when I figure out like what the stream schedule is going to be, I'll definitely be I'll keep this up, keep playing this. That'll be it for right now. Thank y'all for tuning. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning into the stream. Hope y'all have a good rest of the night. And here's the hoping I can get some good news in as far as this job I applied to. As soon as I find out anything, I'll let y'all know. Have a good night.